Let's talk some Chargers Cardinals real quick. Cardinals with a much needed win, and I did predict this 17-15. Chargers couldn't find the end zone, 5 field goals. And I do worry a little bit that the Jim Harbaugh offense, which is very run heavy, run first, he wants to play tough, gritty, nails offense. I worry that that's taking away a little bit from Justin Herbert, but at this point, we may need to start shifting the discussion about Justin Herbert. For the past 3 or 4 years, it's been, well, Herbert, he's a top 10 guy, borderline top 5. We've always saw, I mean, when the job came open to coach Justin Herbert, we always said he's a great quarterback, he's a franchise quarterback, he's a game changer. And I'm not so sure that he is right now. He's not even been a top 20 quarterback in the league this year. He's not throwing for many yards, he's not throwing for many touchdowns. His team is now 3-3, and I still think the Chargers are a playoff team, but they're working out some kinks early on, and it hasn't looked great, and it feels like they're just a little bit too slow, and they're clearly trying to do the Jim Harbaugh tough guy thing, but I think they need to get a little more dynamic. Of course, they don't have a whole lot of playmakers. They had Quentin Johnson was out tonight. Lad McConkey is their top guy right now. It's not a great offense. The offense, they stall in the red zone. These drives are stalling out. Herbert, you can tell he does have talent. It feels like he hasn't gotten better since his rookie season. It's like what he was when he came into the league, he still is. He's just a good quarterback. But I think we may need to start changing the way we talk about him. He's not in the same level as a Burrow or an Allen. And I think we always kind of viewed him as like the next guy. It was like Mahomes, Lamar, Allen, Burrow, and then Herbert was like that fifth guy or that sixth guy, depending on, Jalen Hurts or Jared Goff, whatever. He was always kind of up there, and like he's like the fifth or sixth guy we would talk about. And I don't think that that's where he's at right now. There's a lot of quarterbacks right now that are playing better than Justin Herbert, starting with the guy in the Cardinals, Kyler Murray, playing better. Geno Smith's playing better. Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, Baker. So, and by the way, Caleb, Jaden Daniels, Jordan Love as well. So he's being passed up right now. We're seeing Herbert is being surpassed by a lot of the other young quarterbacks. And he's falling behind. He's not improving. And I think we thought with Harbaugh he would improve, but instead it's almost the opposite. Harbaugh's offense is not about Herbert being a star. Harbaugh he's about running the ball, playing tough, a tough brand of football. And Herbert is not thriving at all in that offense. Again, I still think the Chargers make the playoffs. They have an easy-ish schedule. They get to play the Raiders twice still. They'll win those games. So I think they're a playoff team. They got the Panthers, the Saints. They'll win those games. The Panthers, the Saints. Probably they'll beat the Bucks. We'll see. But like I said, I'm worried about the Bucks without Chris Godwin. Falcons, they can beat. There's a lot of winnable games on that schedule. So Chargers are gonna make the playoffs. Cardinals, they might also. They're 3-4. They're a game out of first place. If they beat Seattle in a couple weeks, they play Seattle. If they win that game, they will be leading the West. What? Could the Cardinals win the West? Absolutely, they could. I'm not gonna go there yet. I still like the Rams, but they could absolutely win the West. I mean, they're playing well, and everything seems to be clicking for them right now at 3-4, but they already have wins over the Rams and 49ers. That matters. Division wins. And the division's bad this year. Seattle's 4-3. They lead the division, but I don't think anybody really thinks Seattle's a juggernaut. 49ers are struggling, and injury all over the place for the Niners, and the Rams also. Injuries all over the place, losing record. NFC West wide open this year, and the Cardinals could definitely win it. That's the way I see it, yeah. Ultimately, it was a good game, good defensive game. Definitely a Harbaugh type of game, but I think Harbaugh, there's a learning curve. There's a bit of some growing pains. That's what I would call it in LA. It's growing pains, but I think Herbert needs to do a little bit more to just be a game changer himself. I haven't seen it all this season. Even in their wins, I haven't seen Herbert be a game changer. I've seen him be a game manager. That was a good throw. And he can make good throws like that. But he needs to be more consistent about it, and he needs to make plays himself instead of just following the playbook of Harbaugh.